Hey, hello, Daniela.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good.
And today is all about paperwork. So you have any questions about visa, NIE, TIE, if you know what it is, ask them here. Daniela is the expert and will share lots of information with us.
Sure. And my name is Daniela Vorbova. I'm from Czech Republic. Um, I left the country when just right after graduating. I was living for 2 years in the US, where I was trying to learn the English. Then I was always aiming to learn German. So after 2 years, I left for Germany, and I was living 2.5 years in Germany. But that time when I was living in the US, I already started to learn a bit of Spanish because there were so many Spanish people around from South America. So the Germany was not the right place for me. It was too cold. So I decided to move to Spain. And the plan was just to learn Spanish 1 or 2 years and then just move on. But in some way, I just fell in love with the city, I guess. I had the beach in the summer and the mountains in the winter to go skiing. So I decided to stay. What happened? I started to work in at the beginning in the hospitality, and then I was working for other companies, American companies. I was working as well for a similar company that were doing legal. They're providing legal services. But then I became a mother, and the full-time job was for me over. I just wanted to do some part-time job, and this idea came up to me to become a freelancer, and I started the company NIE.CAT. Why I started? Because I had lots of friends who were as well suffering with this procedure. So I decided to help them too, especially the expats. When I came here, it was in 2006. So I've been here for almost 20 years. I basically just walked into the police station and I told them I would like to get an NIE because I would like to live here for a while. And they just told me to go, they gave me a piece of paper to go outside to the bank, pay this administrative fee, which was, I think, 5 or 6 euros, and get a photo picture. So I got that. I walked back in and I got immediately my NIE card. It was so easy.
Wow.
I didn't have to provide anything. I just got my NIE card. It was with the photo picture, so I could travel on that as well. And that was it. So in that
Wow,
time, it
that
was
things have
very
changed
easy.
since then.
Yeah, a lot. And then like you could see like from the year to year, it was becoming a nightmare basically. Sometimes mission impossible. At the beginning, it was like the paperwork. This was wrong, so we had to go back. Then we were missing another thing. Then you had another office police officer, and he was studying something different than the previous one. Then it was more difficult to get the appointments. So it was becoming worse and worse. And yeah, that's we are here. So NIE.CAT is the company that provides professional advice to all people or expats who are moving to Spain. We are based in Barcelona. Our main office is at Calle Mallorca 277 on the fifth floor, door A. And we operate as well in Madrid, Valencia, Tarragona, Balearic Islands, and Sevilla, Malaga, and Ourense in Galicia. So we don't
Wow.
cover the whole Spain, but we can provide the service in the most biggest cities. So let's start with the NIE. NIE is the Número de Identificación Extranjero, which means it's a unique identification number that will be assigned to you by the immigration office. And it's for all the expats or people or non-Spanish resident who are moving to Spain for more than 6 months. The NIE is called for the European citizens, and the TIE is called for the non-European citizens. So the Europeans are the prepared. It's like the piece of paper. It looks like this. It's a green NIE card. Yeah, there is no photo picture on it. And for the non-Europeans, it's similar to something like this, but it has the photo picture on it. So the
Okay.
difference is the non-Europeans, they can travel on this document, and the Europeans, they always have to accompany the NIE with their ID card from their country of origin or the passport. Yeah,
Because
that's
it
the
doesn't have
difference. It doesn't have the photo. It used to have
a big.
back in
Oh,
2006, that's what I had. But then I don't know if it was because of the crisis, they just put this piece of paper and that's it. What is it? On this paper, on the NIE, it includes your full name, the date of birth, the NIE number, your nationality, and your address and the date of issue. For the Europeans, they have to renew it in 5 years. The only thing that will change after 5 years will be the word saying it's a permanent NIE card. For non-Europeans, they are the same detail, the full name, the date of birth, date of issue, but as well the expiration date. Because the TIE cards, especially for students, it used to expire in 1 year. Now they changed the law, so the card should be valid for the whole study, for the whole period of studies. So if someone comes here
Okay.
to study for 3 years, it should be valid for 3 years. They shouldn't be renewing like they used to do. But what we found out, there are still some countries or embassies that they don't provide the card for the whole period of studies. So we are still facing this, that some students are coming and it's only valid for 1 year. So they have to renew it the next year again. There is a
Sorry.
there is a small difference. We'll start with the Europeans. They need to provide the enrollment letter, the students, especially the students, they need to provide the enrollment letter for the academic year that they will be studying here, and the passport. That's it, or passport or ID. And then there is an application form, X 18, and there is an administrative fee to the police station, which is 12 euros, because most of the students are coming to study for more than 3 months. So they're eligible for this NIE card directly. And then they have to provide or private health insurance with no co-payment, but mostly, the most of the EU countries, they have this EHIC card. It's a European health insurance card, and usually the most of the students, they have it. So if they have this card, they don't need to buy the private health insurance, so say they save the money on this and they can use this card here in Spain. It's very important. If you're planning to study in Spain, you should check if your card is valid, because what we're facing, sometimes the
Mm.
students are coming and this card is not valid anymore, it's expired. So they have to go back or they have to wait until they received a new one. And some countries, they already have like a digital form of this. So they have it on the phone in the application, and it's enough to go to police station with this. They accept it, which is really good. And a
Okay.
part of this, they need
That's
to, yeah, they need to sign a declaration regarding the funds, that they have enough money in their bank account to maintain themselves during the studies here in Spain. It's just a plain declaration. And yeah, that's it. And then they need to schedule the appointment at the police office, and they will get the NIE card immediately. It's very easy.
okay.
Non-Europeans,
So
they need to schedule the appointment as well. They have to provide the same document, the enrollment letter from school, and application form, which is X 17. There's the administrative fee as well, which is 16 euros. This change pretty much every year, it goes a bit up. And then they need to bring the photos, because
okay.
it's going to appear on their TIA card, and they will proceed the fingerprints. Unfortunately, they won't get the TIA card immediately. They will get like a provisional piece of paper, and they have to wait 30 days, because the TIA cards, all TIA cards from the whole of Spain, are issued in Madrid. So therefore, it takes 30 days until they send it back to the same office. So after 30 days, you have to come to the same office to pick up the original TIA card.
Can you work in Spain with a white NIE? Just the number and not the physical card.
It's a
So
good
I get an
question.
expired NIE.
Depends where you're from. The
Okay.
Europeans, the Europeans, they can. And the Europeans can as well apply. It looks like this. I prepared this as well. It looks like this
Mm.
piece of paper.
I remember
And
that one.
the Europeans can apply for this NI number from the consulate or embassy from their country of origin. We don't
Okay.
recommend it because it takes a lot of time. Embassy usually don't answer. There is no way how to contact them. So the people are waiting, and at the end they just come and we say, come here and we will do it. Like within 1 week, we can help you to obtain directly the NIE card, because this NIE on the paper is only provisional NIE number, which you can use to start to work. And then when you're working for at least 3 months, you can convert it to NIE card.
Does the company help you with the Seguridad Social? I don't know
Yes.
if they mean your company, but I assume, yeah.
Yeah, we do. We help with the social security number. Our accountant, he requested directly the social security system, so it usually takes 24 to 48 hours. It's very fast. The Europeans, only Europeans can apply before they obtain their NIE. So if some companies accept to start to work with the passport and the social security, it's possible. We can help you to obtain the social security number before you get the NIE. And for non-Europeans,
Okay.
you need to get your fingerprints at least done, because there's written if you are authorized to work or not. If there's written that you're authorized to work, we can help you to get the social security number.
So the green card,
The green one.
how to apply for it.
Well, what our company does, we advise on the documents, we review the documents, then we schedule the appointment, and we always accompany the client to the appointment, because we know how it can be, how difficult it can be to go to office where nobody speaks English and you don't speak Spanish. So we always accompany. And depends on each procedure there. If you're a student, I already explained what the step is. To get the enrollment letter, the EHIC card, declaration, appointment, and you walk out with the NIE card. If you
Mhm.
are, if you need to work, you can get the NIE card through the job offer letter, or if you already
Okay.
started to work with your social security number and the passport, the company provides the work contract and the document called Informe de Cotización. And with this, you can get the NIE card directly as well. Another option is to be non-active. You will have to provide 7,300 euros on your bank account in euro. It doesn't need to be from Spain. It can be from your country of origin, but it must be in euro. And you need to get the private health insurance with no co-payment. And as well, fill
Okay.
out the application form, pay this administrative fee, get the appointment, and then you can get the NIE card. Then as well, there's another option. You can be added to your parents. If your parents already have an NIE and you're a child, no older than 26 years old, then you can be added to them as well.
So how long does it usually take for non-EU students to get their student visa?
Student visa. Well,
Hmm.
this is a bit tricky question, because the student visa obviously depends on the country as well. Like, I know that the students from South Africa, they're facing like a huge problems to get the appointment at the embassy. So we always recommend to get the appointment as soon as you get your admission or enrollment letter. Once you have the admission letter in hand, get immediately the appointment. Or if you know you will get it within 2 weeks, get the appointment as soon as possible. It could take 4 to 8 weeks, but if there is a high season or huge demand, which is from July to September, because everybody's coming in September, it can take up
Mhm.
to weeks to get the reply from the embassy. But there is another option. If you want to avoid this part, you can apply for the student visa from Spain, because there are
Okay.
some countries they don't have the Spanish embassy, so either they have to travel to another country or they can come directly to Spain and they can apply for the student visa from here, which is
Okay.
easier.
Okay.
You
So
have
when
to
they're
do
already starting the year, you mean?
exactly.
The Okay.
So the only thing they have to bring with them is the criminal record, apostilled and translated by sworn translator. They can do the medical test here. You can get the private health insurance from Spain as well. We always help with that. And then you need to prove the funds. It can be the bank account from your parents, accompanied to through the declaration from them that they will sponsor you. And the only condition is that the application must be submitted within the first 60 days from the entry to Spain. That's very
Okay.
important. Not all the students are eligible for this. This has changed. And from the 20th of May this year,
Okay.
uh, only students that will study at the universities that are accredited or registered in RUCT can apply for this kind of authorization from Spain. Those who are going to study on language school, fashion school, sport academies, or this kind of courses that are not accredited, they cannot apply from Spain. It must be from the country of origin. You are allowed to open the bank account just with your passport. If you have an NIE already, or if you have a TIE card, or just a provisional resguardo document, it's better. Because if you don't have the NIE or TIE card, they will open the non-resident account. There's a little fee. But once you obtain the NIE card or TIE card, you go back to the bank and you show them that you're a resident now, and they will switch from non-resident account to resident account. There won't be any fees.
Okay.
And what you need is, again, your passport in Roman letter. This is in case of Europeans. The ID card can be used as well. And in case of non-Europeans, it's the passport, the enrollment letter, plus the tax ID from your country of origin, and where the money or the incomes will be coming from. They will always ask. And as well, it's important that you bring at least 20 or 50 euros with you, so you can deposit it into the account and it will be activated immediately.
Can non-European Union students work while they're studying? And which paperwork is required? Because we heard already that some of them can work, but what do people need for that? What do students need?
Well, non-Europeans, Europeans, we know they can work. There's no problem. Non-European, it depends on the university. As we mentioned before, those universities that are accredited, like University of Barcelona or any kind of business schools that are registered in RUCT, you will be able to work, because on your TIE card, it will say authorized to work.
Okay.
Those who are coming here to study Spanish or this fashion or design, obviously it's not sufficient for the immigration. They won't allow them to work. It's very important you know these conditions, because we're facing those problems that the people are coming here to study Spanish and they think that they will be able to work, but it's not like that. They won't be able to work. It's only for those students who are at the universities. Once you have this authorization, you can work on 30 hours per week.
30.
You're not allowed to work more. And the job should be related to what you studied. Before they come, regarding the visa, we always recommend, as I mentioned before, start as soon as possible, because this can delay your arrival to Spain, because you have to wait until you get the visa. You cannot come before. It's very important as well. You cannot enter Spain before your visa is start to be valid. It's very important, because at the immigration they check what is the date of entry. Yeah. And then regarding the application, we always say have everything prepared, get the documents apostilled and translated to Spanish. Always keep the copies, because even if you think you submitted everything, there will be always something missing. They will be asking, "Oh, we didn't receive this." So it's good to have this prepared in case they request it. And then make sure if you can track your application while you are submitting your application at the embassy or consulate. Then always ask them if there is a online tracking possibility, or usually you can make a call or send the email, but not before those 8 weeks pass, because usually they have those 8 weeks to proceed the application. So if it's more than 8 weeks, we always recommend call them. What could avoid the delays is as well, some people are trying to submit the application 3 times or 2 times. It doesn't work this way. Don't try to submit it more time, because you didn't get the reply and you try to submit again. It won't happen. It will
Just gonna be back at the end of the line.
It's gonna be exactly even more difficult. So the multiple submissions are not recommended. And another tip is, once you arrive to Spain, try to proceed with the fingerprints as soon as possible. Don't wait until the last moment, because what happens is you come in September, you will be trying to get the appointments on your own. and it will be the middle of November or the end of November. And you call the NIE.CAT, hey, I need an appointment. Yeah, we can get it in 1 week. It's not a problem. But it takes 30 days to issue the card. So if you plan to travel for Christmas, your card won't be ready. You could travel, but you have to apply for authorization of return. It's possible. It's called regreso, but before Christmas, everybody wants to travel. Everybody. So there is such a huge demand, and sometimes it's impossible to obtain these appointments. It's extremely difficult.
Yeah. Okay.
You obtain them, but it's very difficult. So our biggest tip to avoid delays is try to submit the application as soon as possible. Usually at the embassy, they say that they have to do it within the first 30 days. There's no limit. There's no limit. I mean, if your visa is still valid and you want to travel, you can, and you can do the fingerprints after. But you need to check in your passport if your visa is valid till 6th of January, for example, then you need to be back before 6th of January.
Yeah.
But if it's valid only till the end of November, then obviously you need to wait for your TIE card or get the regreso, the authorization of return.
Okay. Wow. Lots of things that I wasn't aware of, and indeed, if you're flying home for Christmas, the last thing you want is that you cannot go back to university.
We always say this to schools as well. Yeah, just mention at the orientation week, get this done as soon as possible, because then they're coming to us. Oh, I need a regreso. I need it, yesterday, not tomorrow. Yesterday.
And it might be not possible anymore. Yeah, I totally understand. So in the meantime, Miriam also had a question, which was more about the subject we were talking about before, about the working non-EU students working. So is it also possible, that's what you explained to us also, if people study at business schools, the rules about working?
Yeah, if the business school is registered in RUC, that's possible.
Okay.
There's no problem. I recommend to check with the school always before you apply.
Yeah,
very important.
That's a good advice as well. Schools will also know. So I'm gonna go to the last question of today. If any more questions come in, of course, I will also ask them. But my last question for now is if there's any insider advice, as you're the expert in this field, to make bureaucracy faster and smoother, both for European Union students, because me coming from European Union, I also thought it wasn't easy, but also for non-European Union students. Do you have any insider advice?
Well, I think the most of the advice I've already said, but if you get this done very fast, feel free to contact us. What we offer is we do a 15 minutes free consultation. We can do it through the video call. We can do it on the phone. You are welcome in our office as well. You can always call us, come to our office, and we will be happy to attend. 15 minutes is for free, and then we have another option, an hour, but it's paid already.
Okay, well, that's already
help you with this. It's very easy.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. Do you have anything else? Oh, wait, Miriam is sending another question. So, does it relate to the school or program? I think this is still about the work permit and if you can work. Do you know if this is related to the school or the program that you study, or can anyone, any business school or any university work?
This depends, exactly. That's a really good question. It depends on your program. And I always say, check with the school. Because this happened to us, like we had students from the same school, but as well, it was related as well to the program because they had like sport program. And I think those who were studying the sport program, they couldn't work. But it was like kind of a different part of the school. It was part of the business school, but it was connected to another school and they were not registered in RUCT.
Yeah, that's what we actually heard of UBF, Barcelona School of Management, that sometimes the entire school has accreditation, but it can also be different programs. So a certain program maybe does have a certain accreditation and another doesn't. So maybe it has to do with that.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Well, that's very
I would definitely check with the school before you go.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
before you go, but also maybe even before you apply, if you really
Exactly.
need the finances to also be able to work, then that's also a golden tip, I think, like a very good advice. Okay. Yeah. Is there anything else you want to share with us, Daniela?
Yeah, sure. I think I didn't mention that we as well offer the internship. So
Okay.
if the students are interested, they can contact us through our website. There is a application form that you can fill it out. And if you are interested to do internship in our company, we will be happy to review your CV.
Thank you very much for all the information. Lots of information I would have liked to know when I came to Barcelona. So that's, well, now too late, but still very valuable. And don't forget to follow us, Barcelona Expert Live, and of course, NIE.CAT, NIE.CAT
NIE.CAT.
on Instagram. And we're back here tomorrow for the 5th session, tomorrow at 4. But we will be on TikTok tomorrow with Spot a Home, everything about housing. So if you have questions about housing, where can I live, how does it work, what kind of things do I need for that? We didn't speak about that today, but I can ask them tomorrow about the paperwork they will need for that. Please check in with us tomorrow. Thank you very much, Daniela. And
thank you very much for inviting us.
Okay, see you all tomorrow.
See you. Bye-bye.